Hello and welcome to the podcast from Stress to Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Lolita Guarin, and today's episode 267. And we continue the conversation about emotions, feelings, negative emotions, specifically how to express them. We already covered why it's important for you to express your emotions. And today I want to talk specifically about that I notice with my clients and also with myself quite a few times in the past that let's say something happens and somebody says something, somebody did something, and it triggers my wounds and my promise. And because I would not know how to manage my emotions, I will blame others for that. I will say they made me feel that way. If you would not have said those words, I would not be hurt right now. First of all, maybe that's the second one, right? Thank you so much for coming in and listening to my podcast. It really means a lot to me. And thank you for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, I invite you to subscribe. And please like this video if you like it. And please leave me a comment because I would like to hear what do you get from videos like that and what else do you want to that I will cover in those videos. Okay. So how can we deal in this situation when we get feelings that we don't like invoked and we have a tendency of blaming others, or maybe we can come across as we blaming others for that? So the first thing that we should do is to take ownership, taking ownership of our own feelings. And so, instead of we say, well, they make me feel that way, if they would not have said that, have done it, I would have felt better. And to be honest, there's a lot of this stuff happening right now in social media and stuff. It's like we all need to be making sure we're not hurting anybody else's feelings. I think it's super hard. Number one, no, it's impossible because we cannot control other people. That's why we'll never fail. I will never succeed of thinking I better keep my mouth shut or I should say it this particular way because I, the other person can get their feelings hurt. I think the problem can be solved by us learning how to regulate our emotions. And we're not responsible for other people. So that's the first step. You need to take ownership of how you feel. The only person that's going to take care of your emotions and your feelings and your actions, it's you. Yes, I know. I can hear somebody says, well, but they insulted me. So basically, you just gave your control to them, right? Because if you are strong in who you are and you're confident and you trust yourself of who you are and you're in your power, nobody in the world will move you from that center. They can say whatever words they want to, but you know deep down who you are. And even if somebody insults you with something, you will not react. You'll have, well, we're going to the second point. You will have empathy because we always need to remember those are the people that insulted you, said something or whatever, or even hurt you. They also coming from their own emotional traumas. They are acting this way or reacting this way because they themselves don't know how to do it right. They are hurting inside. When somebody's coming in attack, this means you triggered something in them that they have a difficulty of working in that particular area. Now, it's not your responsibility to make them feel good. Definitely, you should not just go around and insult people and feel like, well, I want to do this because it's fun and I want you to suffer. But as you can tell from your, previous experience, probably a lot of conversations happen that where, people get hurt. There is always miscommunication, some sort of, or assuming that the other person means harm. Of course, there's situations like that, like with this, yeah, but let's just say, even those people who are hurting you, they're coming from the place of hurt. Because no happy person will hurt other one. Only hurt people hurt others. So when we hear somebody is, we trigger them somehow, and then they, in reaction, just tell something about us that triggers us again, and we want to react back. That just can continue going and going for forever. So after you take ownership of how you feel, the second step is to really have empathy towards yourself and towards the other. because you need to understand, like, yes, I feel this way. Let me process this emotion. Let me get deeper in that. But I am here for you. You tell this to yourself. You are there for yourself. You're not abandoning yourself. You're not shaming yourself. And you're definitely not pleasing others and saying, no, no, that's okay. You can hurt me as much as you want, as long as you're okay. You need to realize that you're doing this from self-preservation, because you know if you will hurt, if you make them feel comfortable, they will not hurt you anymore. Although if they already hurt you, that trust is out of the window, right? But it's not because they really want to hurt you. It is because they don't know how to handle their own hurt. So when you realize that maybe a cashier who just snapped at you may be having a very bad day, and probably you heard this thing, you don't know, you know, whose wife died, whose kids got killed, and who's whatever that day. Everyone having their own traumas. Everyone's going from a lot of pain inside. Not all of us know how to process emotions. That's not being told to us. So let's just have a little bit more empathy towards ourselves and others. And of course, like on a side note, ask yourself, is it really important? Because we have a tendency of getting on things, just unwind up and all so into emotions and all of that on things that don't even really matter. So ask yourself, how is that impacting my life? And can I just let this go through the empathy? And then number 3, it's important to focus on impact, not on intent. So instead of accusing, other person, um, explain yourself to them what happened, so they will know actually what happened, because they don't know you, they cannot feel you. They don't know you how you know yourself. That's what I mean. So when you have some sort of confrontation or some conversation that triggers you, and you're not feeling good, and maybe they're not even feeling good, you express yourself by saying, when you did this, this is how that made me feel. When you said that, it made me feel like. So you're explaining yourself. And that way you're opening a path for the other person to have empathy towards you too. And maybe when you give more details instead of lashing out back, they can start understanding how they made them feel. And that is just clears the air. So that misunderstanding that can be carry on for centuries, if you want to, should not even be there in the first place. So yeah, I know that's a lot. And I would like to hear what you think about this topic in the comments below. But we cannot respond cruel to the people, even though they're cruel to us. Even though when we think it will react and snap back and continue with that negative emotion towards back at them, it feels like self-defense. But that can just trigger more of whatever will happen. When we step out a little bit of the situation, when we take ownership, when we reframe things, when we explain a little bit things, that helps us. But at the end of the day, you always need to take care of yourself. You need to understand that the only person you can control is you. Hence, you cannot control other people, nor how they behave. That's impossible. So start with yourself and your emotions and express them. Don't abandon yourself. Always be there for yourself. Build that trust in yourself. So whatever somebody says or does something to you, you can handle it well. This episode came out very, very strongly, I think. So can't wait to hear what you say about that. Yeah, we still have a few more days left on this emotional expression thing, and then we will go into February, where I'll be talking about the stress in relationships and self-love and all things that love has to do with it, because February, as we know, has a Valentine's Day, and I think it's a very good month to talk about self-love and relationships. So if you have any question or have an idea what can I talk about in the next episodes, let me know. And as you already know, multiple times, I keep on repeating, if you need coaching, I'm here for you. Go to my website, beamazingyou.com, and schedule a consultation with me. I also, if you have a team, I will be very happy to come and teach in person or online, give a presentation about how to manage stress in the workplace. I hope I see you tomorrow.